guys, I think I'm onto something here. There's a few beer stocks that are really beaten down, and I'm going to do a video series breaking them all down for you. I'm going to tell you what I think they're worth, which ones I'm interested in. The first one we're going to do today is InBev. That's ticker symbol BUD, the maker of Budweiser. Welcome to the stock sale flyer. My name is Aaron. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it. So Bud, this is a stock that is, as you can see here, really beaten down in recent years. It's been in this consolidation phase. And I think that there's some things in the industry and for the brand specifically that have led to this. When we look at how there's more than one stock in the beer industry that has taken a hit in recent years, I think that part of the reason for that is because there has been some changes in consumer sentiment about what types of products they want. And that has led to some uncertainty in the market. So we look at things like hard seltzer taking more market share. Now, even if some of these companies own hard seltzer brands, that uncertainty, I think, can still create a decline in share prices because it's uncertainty in the market, right? There's also Gen Z drinking less alcohol in general. So this is something that we're seeing lead to more non-alcoholic beer options go to the grocery stores. I see more of them in my grocery stores when I'm shopping all the time, seeing more options that are non-alcoholic for customers to choose from. Now, there's also some brand-specific things that Bud has had happen, like the boycott that led to over $1 billion in lost sales for them. And then when the maker of Marlboro, Altria Group, decided to sell a big part or all of, I'm not sure if it was all of their stake or just a large part of their stake, but they sold a lot of shares with the plan of using that money, as I understand it, to buy back their own shares and try to create value for their own shareholders. So the point with all this is InBev has had narratives and real things with the business, both, narratives working against it that have maybe caused some uncertainty that have led to a decline in share price, and also some things within the business. I didn't even talk about the craft beers capturing more market share, that narrative. So there's some narratives and some real issues in the business that have led to this decline. But I think that there's value to be had here in the stock because this is a brand with moat. And you go to the grocery store, they've got a presence in grocery stores all over the place. They have shelf space. They have real estate in grocery stores. You look at the brands that they have worldwide, and you can see actually in this report, I think, a reflection of the move toward trying to capture more of the non-beer market because of those changes in consumer sentiment. Because you see how they say beer and beyond beer, and then they also have their non-beer, which, by the way, I didn't realize this until I started digging into it, but apparently they distribute in some countries Coca-Cola and it looks like Pepsi as well. So kind of probably like a franchise type deal. But I didn't realize that they did that in some countries until I really started to dig into this. So my point here is this is not a brand that I think is going anywhere. They have the volume and the scale to adjust to consumer preferences and to, make changes within the business to continue to drive revenues forward and to drive efficiency. So what do I think this is worth? I did my DCF, okay? And you can see for 2024 and 2025, increases in revenue to over $62 billion for 2024, and then just below $65 billion in 2025. Honestly, when I looked at these numbers and I looked at some of the things I was seeing from analysts, I felt like I could have been more aggressive than I was, but I didn't want to be too wild with the numbers. I wanted to be conservative with the numbers. And I think that, that just adds to the fact that there might be some good value here in the stock. I did 3% growth in 2026, and then 2.5% revenue growth for 2027 and 2028. I went with a net income margin of 9% for each year. You can see the last few years what the net income margins were: 8.6%, 10.33%, and 8.99%. I felt like 9% was a good conservative estimate there. And then, and I think they could exceed that, honestly. And then for free cash flow to net income, I went with the lowest number from the last 4 years and carried that forward. And when I looked at some of the analyst estimates for free cash flow, again, like I said, I think I could have been more aggressive with this, but I wanted to, be careful with the numbers. Perpetual growth rate of 2.5%. Here are my numbers for my weighted average cost of capital. You can see the 10-year bond rate that I use there and the beta. And I get a fair value of equity of $78.43. It closed on Friday, April 26th, 2024 at $60 and a penny. PE of 15 in 2028 with no change in shares outstanding, which I think that there will be a change in the shares outstanding. Probably there will probably be fewer shares outstanding because they'll probably buy back stock, continue to. PE of 15, $47.83. PE of 20, $63.77, and a PE of 25 of $79.72. Right now, I think it's trading around a PE of about 23-ish. So, I would probably expect to pay 20 to 25 times earnings for a company like this with the moat that it has and the brand presence that it has and the scale that it has. So, that to me seems like there might be some value here. I've been looking at this stock for a while. I was going to try to scoop it lower, but as I did this valuation and looked at some other things, I started to think maybe it might be something that I might be more interested in starting to at least average into. I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. But I'd be interested to know what you think. So let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know, what do you think of this valuation? What do you think of this company? If you found this informative or helpful, please like the video, subscribe, and click the bell, and follow me on X at Stock Sale Flyer. I'd love to talk to you over there as well. Let's have some conversations about what's going on in markets. Let's talk investing. So as always, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon for the next video in this beer stock series. Take care.